A very beautiful Wednesday morning to you, dear viewers of OSBC television, Iliawiye Okebale Osogbo. And I am Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola, welcoming you to Wednesday's edition of Newspaper Review. And I'll be presenting you a couple of national dailies that will be reviewed on today's edition of the program. I have Leadership newspaper with me, and Business Day newspaper, the Guardian, the New Telegraph, Tribune, Blueprint, and some others. While I will be starting with our Leadership newspaper, we have so many topical reports on the front page of Leadership newspaper. This one is coming from President Bola Tinubu. Go and implement Supreme Court judgment. Tinubu tells Fubara. Go and implement Supreme Court judgment. Tinubu tells Fubara. And we have another one coming from El Rufai. Crisis erupts SDP 24 hours after El Rufai's membership. Crisis erupts SDP 24 hours after El Rufai's membership. Then we have some other reports on the front page of the very particular newspaper, that is Leadership. ECOWAS activates standby force against terrorism. ECOWAS activates standby force against terrorism. After that, we have IGP bans parade of suspects. IGP bans parade of suspects. 26 die of meningitis in Kebbi. 26 die of meningitis in Kebbi. That is from health sector. While from the foreign scene, we have Ukraine backs US proposal for 30-day ceasefire. Ukraine backs US proposal for 30-day ceasefire. PDP leaders behind kidnappings in Edo, says state government. Yes, this is from Edo state government. PDP leaders behind kidnappings in Edo. Then I move on to another newspaper, which is Business Day. Telcos raise investment to match data demand. Telecoms raise investment to match data demand. We have more discos risk takeover over liquidity crisis. More disco risk takeover over liquidity crisis. Osun wins Trinidad and Tobago refinery bid. Yes, that should be a plus for Nigeria. How Nigeria can achieve 7% GDP growth with higher oil output. Then we move on to another newspaper, which is Guardian, the Guardian newspaper. FG may scale down concrete road project over 73% hike in cost. Yes, I'm now on the Guardian newspaper. FG may scale down concrete project over 73% spike in cost. Then we have Fubara. Amid impeachment threat, Tinubu charges Niger Delta leaders on piece of rule of law. Fubara. Amid impeachment threat, Tinubu charges Niger Delta leaders on peace, rule of law. Reps direct Nigerian army to release report on Okwama killing. Reps direct Nigerian army to release report on Okwama killing. Nigeria's oil production drops as country earns $3 billion in February. Nigeria's oil product drops. Nigeria's oil production drops as country earns $3 billion in February. We have this is coming from the health sector. Diphtheria outbreak. Lagos begins mass vaccination at King's College Annex. Diphtheria outbreak. Lagos begins mass vaccination at King's College Annex. Here is another story from that particular newspaper, The Guardian. Reps want new ATM charges suspended. Pornography website banned. Reps want new ATM charges suspended. Pornography website banned. Edo government accuses PDP leaders of sponsoring insecurity. Edo government accuses PDP leaders of sponsoring insecurity. Then I move on to New Telegraph newspaper. We are now on New Telegraph newspaper. Shetima, Nigeria now on new growth trajectory. Shetima, Nigeria now on new growth trajectory. Naira devaluation wipes out 2.06 trillion naira from capital markets. Rivers crisis adhere to rule of law, Tinubu tells Fubara others. Rivers crisis adhere to rule of law, Tinubu tells Fubara others. Then here is this is coming from the security aspect of the economy. ECOWAS defense chief pledges support for sub-regional governments. ECOWAS defense chiefs pledge support for sub-regional governments. FG begins probe of senior NCO's officers for corruption. FG begins probe of senior NCO's officers for corruption. Ohando secures strategic foothold in Caribbean with Burakara refinery. Former Minister of State's Foreign Affairs, Dubem Onya, passes away at 73. Halt increase in ATM transaction charges, reps tells CBN. Halt increase in ATM transaction charges, reps tell CBN. This should be a good news for Nigerians. Nigeria's life expectancy at 54 years below global average. That is a report. Nigeria's life expectancy at 54 years below global average. A report. Senate orders INEC to conduct by-elections to fill Uba Okpebolo's seat. Senate orders INEC to conduct by-elections to fill Uba Okpebolo's seat. And I'm moving away from New Telegraph and now on Nigerian Tribune newspaper. ECOWAS activates standby force to fight terrorism. ECOWAS activates standby force to fight terrorism. Then Supreme Court opposed Ayedatiwa's victory, dismisses Ajayi's case. Supreme Court upholds Ayedatiwa's victory, dismisses Ajayi's case. Rivers crisis, Tinubu wants court rulings respected. With riders, says if we lose Niger Delta, we lose the golden egg. River crisis may have personal consequences, says Pandev. Fubara says he is prepared to fully implement Supreme Court judgments, confesses past 16 months has not been easy. Um, then we have protest rocks Ondo over production of another 9 surveyors. Protest rocks Ondo over production of another 9 surveyors. The Osun LG crisis. APP files contempt proceeding against APC LG chairman. Osun LG crisis. APP files contempt proceeding against APC LG chairman. Block all pornography websites in Nigeria, reps tell NCC. Block all pornography websites in Nigeria, reps tell NCC. 68 million poor Nigerians captured in National Social Register. 68 million poor Nigerians captured in National Social Register. US mission Nigeria reaffirms robust relationship with EFCC. Then I move on to Blueprint newspaper. Blueprint newspaper. Rivers crisis. Let Fubara adhere to the rule of law. Tinubu tells Pandef. Rivers crisis. Let Fubara adhere to the rule of law. Tinubu tells Pandef, with riders, urges them to cancel governor on return of peace. Supreme Court okays probe of Odili's tenure 18 years after. 26 die of meningitis in Kebbi, 248 cases recorded, while Lagos confirms fresh diphtheria, begins vaccination. 26 die of meningitis. In Kebbi, 248 cases recorded, and Lagos confirms fresh diphtheria, begins vaccination. Conjoined twins, 11 others get GIPLC's 300 million naira intervention. APC will deliver incredible census to Nigeria. This is from Isa Kwara. APC will deliver incredible census to Nigeria. Isa Kwara assures. While in sports, CAF appoints Moroccan officials for Rwanda Super Eagles cracker. CAF appoints Moroccan officials for Rwanda Super Eagles cracker. FG certifies NACO to handle radioactive materials. FG certifies NACO to handle radioactive materials. Then I'll demolish structures on Arteria Road 16 minutes in Girishi. Then Nigeria targets 7% GDP growth 2025, says Edo. Block porn, obscene websites, reps tell NCC. And these are the main reports on the front of our national dailies for this Wednesday's edition of Newspaper Review. As we will be rounding it up on today's edition of the program, I wish you a very lovely day as you join my colleague tomorrow for another edition of the program. I am Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola saying good morning.